Welcome to Today Matters, our short devotional in the Word of God. I'm taking you through the book of Colossians, one devotional at a time. And for the next few devotionals, I'm going to be focusing on Colossians 2, 20 through 23, which says this: "You have died with Christ, and He has set you free from the spiritual powers of this world. So why do you keep on following the rules of the world, such as don't handle, don't taste, don't touch? Such rules are mere human teachings about things that deteriorate as we use them. These rules may seem wise because they require strong devotion, pious self-denial, and severe bodily discipline, but they provide no help in conquering a person's evil desires." So this was going on in the Colossian church. There was a lot of don't do this, don't do that, don't do the other. And so they had lost their freedom. And so Paul talks about asceticism. You say, what is that? Well, an ascetic is one who lives a life of rigorous self-denial. In addition to practicing legalism and mysticism, the heretical Colossian teachers were attempting to gain righteousness and holiness through self-denial. Now, when you study the history of the church, it has been intimidated for centuries by those who advocated poverty as a means to spirituality, even going as far as saying you cannot truly be a Christ follower unless you are poor. Now, those that would intimidate have not always remembered that money itself is not the root of all evil, but the love of money is the root of evil. 1 Timothy 6:10. Now, many of God's chosen servants in the Old Testament, like Abraham, Job, Solomon, just to mention a few, were extremely wealthy. Let's take a look again at Colossians 2, 20 through 21. It says, "You have died with Christ, and He has set you free from the spiritual powers of this world. So why do you keep on following the rules of the world, such as do not handle, do not taste, do not touch?" And you can go on. Do not eat, do not dance, do not do that, do not do the other. And he was very specific things they had him not do. So for those who have accepted Christ, we are set free from the man-made rules which are designed to promote a pseudo-Christianity or spiritual growth. To adopt asceticism is to adopt a worldly system of religion really just based on the rules of the world. Now, without getting too deep and muddy, I don't want to muddy the waters, the false teachers taught a form of what's known as philosophical dualism. Okay, they practice asceticism in an attempt to free the spirit from the prison of the body. Because, as I've noted in previous devotionals on Colossians, the view was that the body was evil, that all matter, all physical matter was evil. That's why they said Jesus didn't come in the flesh. Okay, it had found its way into the Colossian church. Now, over the centuries, this philosophy has found its way in the church time and time again. According to church father Athanasius, Anthony, who was the founder of Christian monasticism, which is the group, usually the monks, they go out in the desert or something, live out by themselves for their forever just to be with God. So this Anthony was the founder of Christian monasticism, and he never changed his vest or washed his feet. Now, as a baseball guy, it sounds to me like he had a hitting streak going or something. I don't know. That sounds superstitious. All right, but as extreme as that might sound, a man named Simeon Stylites, who lived in 390 to 459 AD, spent the last 36 years of his life atop a 50-foot pillar. They would literally, with a bucket, pull stuff up to him to eat and drink. 36 years on top of a pillar. Simeon mistakenly thought the path to spirituality and growth lay in exposing his body to the elements and denying himself and withdrawing from the world. Throughout church history, others, especially monks, have tried to do the same. Even Martin Luther, before discovering justification by faith alone, nearly ruined his health through asceticism. I'll close with this. That's not to say that God won't call people to self-denial. Many missionaries, for example, have by necessity led ascetic lives. The difference is that they did not do so as an attempt to gain spirituality. Okay, asceticism is useless, as Paul says, because it focuses on the things that are just destined to perish. There is no spiritual benefit in keeping the commandments and teachings of heretical people, also known as the rules of man. And as he reminds us in Colossians, for Christ died to set you free, and you are free indeed.